Hello, everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit today about being raised Catholic and then becoming atheist, secular. And I've watched a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I mostly identify with being a secular humanist. The term atheist is so hard for me to wrap my head around. I understand that it's not saying atheist means I don't believe in your God. It doesn't mean that I don't believe in something bigger, magnificent, amazing out there. I think I do. I believe that there's some fucking deep meaning to life. I really do. And it doesn't mean that it's Zeus or Jesus or... I think that that's not it. I think that there's a much more complicated answer to this all. And I also went to Notre Dame. So that shows you how Catholic I was raised and how I am. But I did learn things at Notre Dame. I did take a astronomy class where we had... we looked at the stars. We measured the distances between stars and planets and shit. The universe is big. Real big. So, we zoom out, and you just see how big it is, how endless it is, and you go, this is so futile to think that there's one man floating over there. Who cares if you masturbate? Or cheat on your algebra test? Or some shit like that. It's so endless, and it shows you that life by itself is so meaningful and amazing and rare, and you should embrace it, and you should embrace the here and the now and what is important in life, rather than what someone told you. So... yeah, I mean, I was raised Catholic. Mine was a hardcore Catholic. My parents were Protestant. My dad's side was, and my grandfather never drank a beer, and he died. He never drank a beer before the day he died. What's wrong with you? That shows an unexamined life, in my opinion. So religion can get you to stop thinking. It can just make you stop thinking. These are the rules, and that's it. That's all I need to know. And that's the problem. There are problems that are happening in the world right now, and if we all just thought about them and worked together, we could accomplish. We could live in Star Trek. And, it'd be great without God. Like, this concept of God that I think is so wrong. That it's some man, or it is a man. It's just no gender. I like to view a concept of a being like this, or a creation, as a floating entity that's everything at once. And it's pulsating, like a heartbeat, slowly, like a wave, back and forth. And it's so beautiful and robust and vibrant, but calm and quiet. And, it's just floating. It's everything at once. It's the whole universe happening at once. Planet Xenon X7G has some waves crashing on it trillions of light years away. That's fucking amazing. So life is amazing. It's unreal. If you could look at it that way. And maybe you'll look at your neighbor instead of judging them what they're wearing at church, what they did, who they had sex with. You go, wow, that's a person right there who experiences the same fears, the same doubts, the same happiness, the same joy, the same pain. And, like, waking up at 3 the fucking morning and not being able to go out to bed and, like, thinking about shit and, like, worried about work. Shit like that every person has a problem with. We all have problems. And maybe you become more empathetic and realize that life is not just a straight linear line. It's a very complex, deep, mystical, hard, challenging, interesting experience. And there's history and human history that we've been going through. And so my journey, coming to all these conclusions, I've thought about religion and Jesus. I've went to Buddhist classes. I'm a seeker of knowledge and wisdom and truth. And I know that God's not real now. Not the floating one, man. I know the other God I just described to you is not God, entity. I like to call it an entity. The wave existence. If you know what that from Xenogears, if you're a nerd. It's a good PlayStation game. It's just creation. I think that there is some. So that's why I like to term secular humanists, to focus on what we need to do now. Focus on life in this moment, what we're going to do, how can we make things better for people, how can we improve our own lives and move forward and just deal with reality. People have sex. I know it's a concept. It's so fucking hard. Why is that the biggest issue for like most religious people will have trouble talking about that issue. Let you know. It's a hard, but guess what? Everyone does it. Even if you have never done it, you should be the weird one. Like, if you've never had sex or like masturbated, you should be the weird person out. Like, that's just like how it goes. So, I was raised Catholic, I was raised Protestant, I went to college, I kind of did experience these different things. I met some amazing, smart fucking people, and all the amazing, smart people now, I know that they're secular and atheist. And that's kind of been like, okay, I kind of get more relation with you guys than like people who don't know how to spell. So, like I'm not really Christian anymore. So, that's just been my experience being having a hard time and really growing as a person. I would say I was Buddhist a few years, but I would never decide, I'm a Buddhist. Like, I was like, I like Buddhist ideals. I understand what they're talking. I know what wisdom is. I'm looking at what wisdom, for the last probably 8-10 years or so, I've been looking at what wisdom is. The journey of my life in the last 10 years has been find what wisdom is. Who is wise? What is wisdom? And all the great philosophers are wise. Jesus is wise, Lao Tzu is wise, Buddha is wise, Plato is wise, the Enlightenment thinkers Rousseau and, I don't know their names right now, are wise. All the people who made some strides in history, who have been intuitive, interesting, very creative, open-minded thinkers, have not followed religion. It was what I've looked at. They've not followed their own path. Buddha did not follow his own path. Jesus did not follow his own path. They created their own path. They upgraded their religions, in my opinion. So, I think they were wise, and then the average person, traditionalist, kept because, like Buddha is a universal human being. He doesn't look... He looks Asian, he looks Indian, and he would look white if he was me, and like right now, like if he was white in England, or he'd look fucking African if he was born in sub-Saharan Africa in 500 AD. Like, that's how it goes. So like, wisdom is wisdom if you can find it, and then it will adhere to the culture around it. That's what. So people use a lot of religion based on how things look. Do not look at things face value. Look into the deeper meaning and find the surface, and you will find the answers.